Hi, I'm Matt from SpeakPrac. I recently did the IELTS test and I scored a band 9 in speaking. On top of that, I got a band 9 for grammatical range and accuracy. So what I'm teaching in this course, it's based on my real experience and it's proven under the exam pressure. I know what works and I want to share that with you to help you too. This video is part of the Ultimate IELTS English Speaking course. And here we will reframe the way you think about grammar. We'll bust common myths, build a new mindset, and I'll provide you practical tools that can help improve your IELTS grammar score without sounding like a grammar robot. Don't forget, this video is part of my Ultimate IELTS English Speaking course, which is 100% free. You can go to the central hub page of this course at speakprac.com/IELTS Speaking course, and there you'll find all the course materials, a structure of the lessons, and everything you need. The link is on screen and in the description below. The grammar trap. The biggest mistake I see students make is falling into what I call the grammar trap. Imagine you're learning to drive a car. The grammar trap is like spending all your time staring at the gear stick, panicking about whether you're in first or second gear. What happens when you do that? You forget to look at the road. You can't steer properly and you eventually crash. In the IELTS speaking test, this crash is getting a low score in fluency, pronunciation, and even vocabulary because you're so mentally paralyzed by grammar rules. You're trying to be a grammar robot instead of a human communicator. The IELTS speaking examiner isn't looking for a robot. They're trained to assess how well you can communicate. So let's break down the 3 biggest myths that lead students into this grammar trap. Myth busting, what the examiner really wants. The official IELTS speaking band descriptors mention 3 key things for grammar: using a range of structures, using complex sentences, and producing error-free sentences. And this is where the misunderstanding begins. Myth 1. A range of structures means using every single tense that you know. Students hear range and they think they need to create a checklist. They think, okay, I've used the past perfect, now I need to force in a conditional, then maybe a future perfect continuous. This is totally unnatural. Think of grammar like a painter's palette. A great artist doesn't just splash every single color onto their canvas at once. That would be a mess. They choose the right colors to paint the picture they want to create. In your IELTS speaking test, the examiner's question is the picture you need to paint. Your job is to listen carefully and use the appropriate grammatical colors or tenses to answer that question clearly. If they ask about your childhood, you'll naturally use past tenses. If they ask about your future plans, you'll naturally use future forms. Don't force it. Just respond. Myth 2. Complex sentences means I have to use long, complicated sentences. This is the most damaging myth of all. In everyday conversation, complex can mean complicated or difficult. But in grammar, a complex sentence is a technical term with a simple meaning. It does not mean complicated. Think of sentences like toy blocks. A simple sentence is one block with one idea, like, I like coffee. A complicated sentence is when you try to sound impressive by cramming too much into one place, like smashing random blocks together. For example, my preference, which has developed over many years, is for coffee, a beverage that, when consumed in the morning, has the effect of assisting me in achieving a state of wakefulness. Sounds fancy, but that's messy and confusing. Avoid this. A complex sentence, on the other hand, is simply connecting two or more blocks of ideas neatly using simple connecting words, such as because, which, while, when, if, although. Now take these simple ideas. I like coffee. I drink it in the morning. It helps me wake up for work. When they're by themselves, they're just simple sentences. But you can connect them like this. I like drinking coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up for work. That's it. A perfect, high-scoring, complex sentence. It's clear, natural, and logical. Your goal isn't to sound impressive with complicated sentences. It's to connect your ideas clearly using words like because, if, and while. That's what the examiner is truly listening for. Myth 3. Error-free sentences means your grammar must be 100% perfect. Let me tell you a secret. IELTS Band 9 students make mistakes. I make mistakes myself when I speak. Even the Queen or King of England makes grammatical slip-ups in conversation. It's a natural part of spontaneous speech. IELTS knows this. They are not expecting robotic perfection. The difference between a Band 6 and a Band 8 isn't about making 0 mistakes. It's about the type and frequency of mistakes. Do your mistakes prevent the examiner from understanding you? If you make a small error, a small slip-up with an article, or the, but your message is perfectly clear, that's a minor issue. If you use the wrong tense and the examiner can't figure out if you're talking about yesterday or tomorrow, now that's a major issue. So let go of this perfection myth. It's better to speak fluently with a few minor slips than to be slow and hesitant while searching for the perfect sentence that never comes. Look, the reason we break down these myths is to get to one simple, powerful truth. It's not about being a genius, and it's not about being perfect, because with the right mindset and the right tools, anyone can speak English. It all starts with how you think. So let's get you that mindset. The communicator's mindset, a 3-step strategy. Okay, so if the old way is a grammar trap, what's the new way forward? It's what I call the communicator's mindset. It has 3 core principles. First, communication is your North Star. Your number 1 job in the test is to communicate your ideas to the examiner. Every time you open your mouth, ask yourself, is what I'm saying clear? Am I answering the question? Grammar should serve your communication, not the other way around. Second, grammar is the foundation, not the whole building. Think of building a house. Your grammar is the concrete foundation. It needs to be strong and solid. Absolutely. But you don't win an award for having the best looking foundation. You win for the beautiful functional house you build on top of it. That's your fluency, your vocabulary, your pronunciation, and your ideas. Focus on building the whole house. Third, be a grammar detective, not a grammar prisoner. Instead of being terrified of mistakes, get curious about them. Most students don't make 100 different grammar mistakes. They tend to make the same 3 or 4 mistakes over and over again. These are your repeat offenders. Your mission, my friend, is to become a detective. Record yourself answering some practice questions. You can use your phone's microphone, or you can use our SpeakPrac app to help you. Then listen back carefully to your recording. What are your personal repeat grammar offenders? Is it subject-verb agreement? Is it using articles? Is it the past simple tense? Find your top 2 to 3 and focus intensely on fixing just those. They'll be your top priorities. Fixing a few common grammar errors will have a massive impact on your score. Your grammar toolkit, practical skills. Now let's get even more practical. Let's fill your toolkit with the most essential IELTS speaking grammar structures you'll need. The most powerful technique I can teach you is something I call the mirroring technique. It's simple. Listen to the grammar in the examiner's question and mirror it back in your answer. This ensures you're using the correct tense from the get-go. Let's see it in action. If the examiner asks, using present perfect continuous tense, how long have you been learning English? A great answer mirrors this. And you can say, I've been learning English since I was in high school, so it's been about 10 years now. You see, you've perfectly mirrored the tense. It's simple and effective. If the examiner asks, using future tense with will, how do you think technology will change our lives in the next 20 years? A great answer mirrors this too. You can say, I believe that AI will become much more integrated into our daily routines. And I also think more people will work from home. Again, you've just used their structure as your guide. This isn't cheating, it's just smart communication. You do this naturally already in your own language. Now just do it consciously in English. Beyond tenses, you'll need to handle common question types. You don't need fancy phrases, just solid, simple structures. For opinions, you can use the structures, I think that, in my view, I strongly believe. For cause and effect, use words like because, as a result, which leads to. For hypotheticals, say, if I had the chance, I would, or if the government invested more, it would. Then for comparing, use these phrases. So-and-so is more interesting than. On the other hand, but on the other hand. Now the key is to combine these. For example, I think that city life is much more exciting than country life because there are always new things to do and new people to meet. There you can see I've used structures for my opinion, for comparing, and for the cause. See, you just used 3 different structures in one clear, fluent sentence. That is high-level grammar in action. So let's bring it all together. The secret to mastering IELTS speaking grammar isn't about memorizing more rules or becoming a grammar expert. It's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. Ditch the grammar trap. Stop trying to be a perfect grammar robot. Instead, adopt the communicator's mindset. Put clarity first. Build a solid foundation and become a detective for your own common English grammar mistakes. Use simple tools like the mirroring technique and basic structures to build clear, connected, and confident answers. Do you want to go further with your IELTS speaking? Then be sure to check out the other videos in the Ultimate IELTS English Speaking course. This video right here is just one piece of it, and you can access the rest of the lessons and resources at speakprac.com/IELTS Speaking course. Look, my friends, improving your spoken grammar isn't about chasing perfection. It's truly about clear communication. You now have the mindset, you have the strategies and tools, but the real question is, can you use those grammar structures when it comes to the crunch time? When you're speaking? That's exactly what we'll do in my next video. It'll be an interactive spoken grammar workshop. You'll get some practice and you'll speak out loud. You'll be able to mirror grammar structures alongside me, and we'll do that addressing real IELTS speaking questions. Go to the link in the description or on screen to go to that grammar practice workshop now, and let's put everything into action.